Hi there everyone and welcome to another Pokemon Ultra Moon Wi-Fi battle. This is a battle I had against a Twitch streamer known as Omega Mouse, and he had some pretty hardcore OU teams. I've just got this team here that I threw together. I definitely wanted to showcase some of my favourite Pokemon, Umbreon, Gallade and Araquanid, and I figured the others complemented them well. Let's see how it went. And this was a battle that I did on my other DS, my Pokeball 2 DS, so I had to upload the battle and view it from my capture carded 3DS. My opponent here leading off with Magearna, as I lead off with Araquanid. Araquanid was lucky enough to get one of the best moves in the game in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So, my opponent goes for the Volt Switch. Does nice damage, but with Araquanid's very high special defense, not enough. As I go for Araquanid's new gift here, Sticky Web. Now whenever my opponent switches a Pokemon in, it will be slowed down, unless they are flying like Zapdos. I switch out here, not wanting to take a Thunderbolt, and go into Tsukiyomi. I know where Zapdos are often bulky with Defog, and if that is the case, as I just saw, getting a Toxic off on it would be nice. But my opponent has two Steel types here. I assume he's going to switch. As yes, he does. Switches into the Heatran, while I go for a Wish. This will allow me to switch nicely back into Araquanid to restore some HP and threaten the opposing Heatran. What will it do? Go for Stealth Rocks, perhaps? As no, it actually goes for the Toxic. Unfortunate. But I can live with that, as Araquanid is restored from the Wish. Now my opponent is probably going to switch, but I would like to go for the Liquidation anyway. If he doesn't switch, it might be a one-hit KO, and it might do heavy damage to anything. In comes the Venusaur, who will resist that hit, but as we see, Araquanid's attack is monstrous, doing a nice 33%, maybe 30%, and getting the defense drop. I was tempted to go for it again, but Araquanid is far too precious to lose this early. I'm sure I will be able to survive one hit, but not two, so I prioritize here and go for my Sticky Web once again. Keeping his team slow is the best advantage I can have. As out comes the Giga Drain, but thanks to my Bug typing and high special defense, it doesn't do much. I get the Sticky Web up again, and all is well. I would like to preserve Araquanid here, so I will switch out. And I go into the Excadrill. Even if my opponent does want to go for a Grass move here, it won't be super effective thanks to my Steel typing. And I can threaten it, especially thanks to its lowered defense stat. Yes, with Excadrill's Assault Vest, we see that attack did very little damage. Excadrill is surprisingly bulky. Out comes Zapdos once again. I did think he might do that, so I went for the Iron Head over Earthquake. Iron Head just in case he didn't switch out. But yes, we see that it does very little damage. But since this is a bulky Zapdos, I don't think I'll have to worry about Heat Wave. I go for the Rock Slide here, which does a nice respectable amount of damage, maybe 40%. As, surprise surprise, he does reveal the Heat Wave, which does about 50% of my HP. It looks like another Rock Slide here won't finish it off, but it will put it in very low HP range. As we see, that is the case. Now even if Excadrill goes down, I should be fine. Yes, another Heat Wave comes out and does finish me off. But Zapdos is at a very low HP range now that it can easily be revenge killed. And I shouldn't have to worry about my Sticky Web going anywhere. So I bring in Kira, the guard of the new world, as he switches out into Magearna, unfortunately. Magearna walls me quite well. While I go for the Mega Evolution, of course. Gallade, the coolest Mega Evolution in my opinion. Unfortunately, with all these Z moves running around, it's not that great in VGC anymore. I did get to 12th place at a London Regional using Gallade back in 2015. As here I switch into Araquanid, thinking my special defense is high, and heck, I can just sack it off at this point. Sticky Web shouldn't be going anywhere, as we do see the Fleur Cannon, the strongest special attacking fairy move in the game, with a Magearna's Soul Heart ability activating, but thanks to Fleur Cannon, it is at -1 special attack. So I see this as a good opportunity for Linoone to come in and set up. And if you didn't know, Linoone got a brilliant new present this generation. Well, in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, the Egg Move Extreme Speed, along with its Gluttony ability, and Belly Drum allows me to be at full HP with +6 attack. And with Stab Extreme Speed, things are looking good. But we see my opponent switches into the Greninja. Is it perhaps Choice Scarf, knowing my strategy? So I go for the Extreme Speed. And we see there is no Choice Scarf. No Choice Scarf? Focus Sash, even. It is unable to survive and goes down in one hit. In comes Zygarde, who I know is pretty bulky. I'm not sure if it will go down to a +6 Extreme Speed. I am a jolly nature. Out goes the Extreme Speed, and we see it just survives. But surprise, surprise, goes for the Dragon Dance. If memory serves, I don't think Zygarde's base speed is over 100. Therefore, even with that Dragon Dance, I am still able to out-prioritize and finish it off. My opponent was a bit worried here, as in comes Magearna. I went for Shadow Claw, since I figure Shadow Claw and Extreme Speed complement each other quite nicely. Although, come to think of it, Storming Tantrum, as I've seen other players use, might be more beneficial. As we do finish off the Magearna. And in comes Heatran. I'll go for another Shadow Claw here, but yes, I am starting to think that maybe Storming Tantrum would be more beneficial. It super effectively hits the 2 types that resist normal, and should neutrally hit the immune type, Ghost. As yes, out comes the Lava Plume and finishes me off, but thanks to my critical hit on Shadow Claw, Heatran is in a world of hurt. And now his remaining Pokemon, Heatran, Venusaur and Zapdos, are all weak to Kira. We see a Protect come out from the Heatran. I was so tempted to go for the bulk up there, but I did not want to risk being burned from the Lava Plume. So, I'll just go for a Drain Punch and finish it off. In comes Venusaur, Mega Venusaur. The 2 Megas face off against each other, as I don't think a Psycho Cut will be enough to finish it off. And we see it is not indeed doing about 60%. As out comes the Sludge Bomb, but that does a pitiful 40 to 33%, and allows me to hit back easily with a Psycho Cut, finishing it off. And with his last Pokemon being a 10% HP Zapdos, I know I have this in the bag. As I let loose with the Fury of the Ice type, and down goes Zapdos. A very good battle against a very good streamer. I'll link his Twitch in the description below. Check him out. Thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed.